This founder is building a holistic wellness brand that helps individuals build resilience and restore balance. Now, the question is, will he walk away with the $5,000 in the end? I don't know. You decide. My name is Cynthia Mwansa.
My name is Wangari Moringa.
And I'm Gary Barquette.
And this is Open Invite.
My name is Tanellie Mullins. I am the co-owner of The Journey of Compassion. It's rooted in Ayurvedic medicine, which is Indian medicine. We're just here to create change and spread awareness. I've been a trainer since 2012, so I've been in the health and wellness field. This is a product of the brand, but we also talk about mental health. We film content in different ways to bring health from different angles. I don't think health is just products. It comes through multiple angles. So we're here to spread, basically our mission in a different way. So yeah.
And thank you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Now, tell us about how the Journey of Compassion actually started. What's your story?
So I went through depression. That was one reason why I got into personal training. Once I found the gym, it was an outlet. So that was a positive outlet. So once I found that positive outlet, it made me want to help people. So that's a journey. When you're evolving, you go into a journey. So yeah, it started there. Then my mom got cancer. Then I had a drinking problem. I got stabbed and all these things. And when you got to look in the mirror, it's deep. It gets deep. You got to unlearn behavior, childhood trauma, and those things kind of put me on that trajectory to a path, a path to evolution, I would say.
Yeah. The path in the logo actually makes sense now.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the journey of compassion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say you have to find compassion in yourself or you can't spread it, there's no way you could help people if you never found it in yourself. Even if the intention is pure, you got to go through the experience to teach. You can only teach from experience. So yeah, I'll say that.
First of all, I appreciate you for being transparent about your history, how you got to that point of wanting to create something to help with that. Because nervous system, we know that's everything. Yeah. It's been talked about a lot. And so to have a line of products that services that is incredible. I guess my question is, because when I first came across your admission tape, right? There was this beautiful story that I watched. It was an elderly man who was homeless, and you guys had been talking and all these different things, and he had a drug addiction, all these different things. So when I heard the Journey of Compassion, I was like, I think I had a different understanding of what that meant, what your branding was. So can you help explain, because I was having a problem understand, is this a supplement brand? Are you here to tell stories? Why did you decide to tell the story in that way?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'll say. When we're creating things, for me, how I look at the world, it's about philosophy. So when you're looking at this is my personal philosophy. It's the surface level is business. Okay, I got this idea, I'm gonna do this. No, philosophies change the world. So that's how I feel. With the stories, I'm hitting you from different angles. Because it's psychology too. So it's if I can help you understand this person and we can all have compassion for this person and it's relatable, that's what teaches change. But the product is something separate. It's just like an offering. It's we offer this too, but this still ties in all together. So when you hear the stories, I'm basically talking about trauma and mental health and things like that. So it's just, so when we talk, when trauma is tied to the nervous system. So now we have nervous system herbs. We're not gonna go anything outside of that. We're only focused on the nervous system. The brand is strictly mental and the nervous system. So somebody may be confused about gut and brain connection. If the gut is unhealthy, the mind is unhealthy. So it's just, if that makes sense, it's just coming from all different angles. Not all different angles, but it ties into one.
Yeah.
I think we want to create change, but we speak on the surface level. The surface level is not going to change nothing. The truth is going to change stuff. So you have to speak the truth.
Yeah.
So that's just my way of doing things. It's like, speak the truth. There's going to be some shit that's uncomfortable to talk about. Yeah, we got to fix trauma, but that's what's going to create the change. If we keep running away from that, nothing's going to change. Even if the intention is pure, it's just like, this is an in-depth process. It's science.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, thank you for that. And that helps me even with the context of the foundation from which you've built this journey, right? In that, you are still creating a tangible product. A product with a price point, a product that has costs associated with creating, you know, and you still have expenses tied to something that you're creating that people are receiving. While yes, the root is the holistic, you know, dynamic of the nervous system, the mind, everything is connected. And so it shows up in how we show up as individuals in our journeys.
For sure.
And so this is something tangible that you can take to support you on your journey of compassion, right?
Correct.
With that, this is obviously something that's tangible for us to actually take. What are you utilizing to create what you're creating? What do your costs for creating this actually look like? I mean, because it is still a business when all is said and done.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. Man, where do you want me to start?
I mean, wherever you want to start.
Where do you source it from? That's kind of
You
what
have
comes to mind.
to find a source. So I find a source in Oregon.
Okay.
I also have a machine that I bought for $10,000. I was doing it manually, but it's tedious. Where do I?
And is it just you? Do you have a team?
Yeah, I have a co-owner.
Start with the first bottle. What is that first bottle there?
So
The one
right
that's
here.
for this, yeah. The other end.
This one.
Yes.
This one's ashwagandha and shatabar.
Okay, so to make the ashwagandha and shatabar, what goes into that?
So you got to buy the bottles. You
Okay.
got to source the bottles. The labels are, I think the labels are 1,000, but my new labels are gonna cost almost 3,000.
Oh, why is that?
We're officially got USDA organic,
Okay.
which was a process that cost like 2,500, but you got to get inspected as well. So you got to pass the inspection. You got the capsules. You probably got to buy them in bulk. That might be, don't quote me, but I would say everything costs thousands of dollars. I would say total, I'm almost 100,000 in.
Okay.
Like no exaggeration from its entirety. Yeah. So I just been going. Like I really don't have like I'm not like checking things out. I'm just going. So I'm just
You're on
whatever.
you're on the journey.
yeah, whatever
kinda how I
needs to be
see-
done,
yeah.
I'm not really looking. I'm just like, oh, okay, I gotta do. Oh, this costs this much. That costs. Yeah. So
When you're doing business, right? I mean, numbers are really important.
they are.
So, like, tracking those numbers and knowing how much it takes to make one bottle,
Yeah.
knowing where you're sourcing from, like, can I get this at a better deal, at a better location, you know, saving money, like, that's always a good thing to know. So maybe this conversation can maybe spark that you maybe start tracking in the future, you know?
No, for sure. It's tracked, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not a big numbers guy. It's like there's way more to it than numbers, you know? Like I do get it from a business aspect, but it's like you got to just keep going until it break. Like that's how I'm looking at it. I'm not really looking at the numbers. Like I'm not focused. Just focused on the mission.
Okay, then if that's, okay, so then that's what my next question was going to be. What's the goal? Like, where do you want Journey of Compassion to go?
As far as like, I do want to put it in stores.
Okay.
I do want to play on that level. I think I don't want to be an Instagram person. Like if I can get into the stores, I'd rather just kind of work that part of it and do like minimum content and just focus on that because it's like two different worlds. So you got like an Instagram way of promoting it, and then you got a store way of promoting it. And that's it's like two different levels of playing. It's like college and professional. So I see this as premium. I feel like what I'm doing is premium. I feel like my story is premium. So I'm gonna play on a premium level, a professional level. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, and to get into the stores, kind of to Wangari's point, those numbers, they will be critical.
Yeah.
Stores are gonna want to know how much did it take to, like they're
To a
really
certain
going,
extent.
they're going to hit. They're going to hit because stores, to get into a store, depending on the store, right? It depends on what kind of store you're trying to get into. They're all about numbers. If they're going to put product on the shelf, they want to know how much is it going to sell.
Yeah,
well, like that's going to be critical.
They're gonna test run you first.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Give you
so
that
they're
runway.
not gonna. They're not necessarily gonna focus on your numbers right away. They're just gonna. All right, this is what you do. You might have to write something and kind of break it down what you do. Then they're gonna put it on a shelf. I think you have 6 months to see what you can do.
Like the sales within that time
Yeah,
frame.
with the sales. But when you get to the stores, it's like you still have to play. You can't just, oh, it's in the stores. People are gonna buy it. You got to pay for marketing now. So when we talk about costs, marketing might be $5,000 a month if you're playing on that level.
Yeah.
It can be $25,000 to $5,000 a month, but there's brands that's spending $50,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yep. And one thing I wanted to hit on too, because I think this is unique about your story and honestly a big part of your story. So ashwagandha, that's how you pronounce it, right? That's something I've been taking for a bit, right? Amazon, that's the first place I'm going naturally. Just that's where my mind goes when I hear, oh, it's new. Let me go to Amazon. Let me see, right? Easy, convenient. Costco also sells it, right? So Costco, that's another place that I've gotten it from before too. With either of those, I don't know the origin stories about any, like, where are they sourcing this? That I never even thought about that until I heard your story. Then I'm like, oh, wait, like, there's more to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me understand what I'm doing. So I wanted you to share a little bit about your journey and the time and energy you've invested to make this product what it is and get to that premium level you're talking about.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for personal training, like, I wouldn't understand it on this level. So it made me go to India. I stayed out in India for about like a month and a half. I went to a school out there. I learned under a doctor, and then I learned the whole system.
Jeez.
My problem is with this, like what you said, like it's popular, right? Things are getting popular. If you see a product of like ashwagandha and it doesn't say Ayurveda, they probably don't know nothing about it.
What's the Ayurveda?
Ayurveda is ashwagandha. It comes from that system. So that's the only problem. So it's like you can get things, but it's like if the intention ain't there, I don't want it. That's from anybody. It's just like the intention got to be there. You got to really know you playing with people's health. So like really know what you're doing. Like this is a science. My job is to educate people. So this is why I'm here, right? To get people to think from a different perspective. It's too much surface level. But if I tell you, no, you can't stay on this shit consistently because you don't understand the concept. Anybody who doesn't understand the concept will always be on and off, one foot out the door, one and out, because they don't understand the science. If you understand the science, I have to bring it to you and be like, nah, you got to do this. Take the ashwagandha, but you still need to do breath work. You still have to you still got to meditate. Nothing. You can't just take something and think it's going to save you. Okay, you took ashwagandha, it helps the nervous system, but you keep taking drinks. Like you have to get on the journey and be serious about it. It's not boring, it's just you don't know nothing about it.
The journey.
So trying to help people understand it beneath the surface. It's business, right? It's marketing, it's all this fun shit. No, there's not enough truth in it. So nobody's gonna understand it. You get, hopefully I'm understood, but
No, that makes sense. I think that's beautiful, one. I also am just like trying to understand how that, like what you just told us, is going to get communicated with people if like there's minimal marketing. Like what does that look like for you? Because marketing these days is almost
marketing,
everything, right?
A product with no marketing is dumb. Like, you're wasting your time.
So then what does that like look like for you? Because I can understand like not wanting to go the social media route or like just trying to stay off of socials. Like I understand that, but like you do have a business. So What does that marketing kind of look like for you, and especially you spreading that word?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna market it once so I went through a rebranding process.
Okay.
So we're just preparing, like we know what we gotta do. I'm not saying like minimum social media means like I might get the app where it posts for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna physically be there to a certain extent. So yeah, like the stores is mass marketing.
Okay.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, I vend too. So I go to LA and go to these big events and vend and stuff like that. So I understand it's business, but again, it's a journey. I'm not in a rush either. Like I'm not in I made this product. Oh shit, how much money am I getting back? If you focusing on the money, it's over with. You're not in it for real. I'm not in it for the money. I promise you I'm not. I'm in it to help people. Like, I'm really in it to help people.
Yeah.
Of course, I want this to be successful, but success is just talking to people about mental health. Oh man, this really helped me. It don't gotta be necessarily social media. I'm a trainer too, so I meet people every single day and talk about health. That's the money.
Yeah.
The money is my service. I'm giving you information and you're like, man, thank you.
Yeah.
That's the money.
Thank you for that. That's really helpful context. And in that, I think that it's one of those things where our own personal journeys obviously inform the businesses that we're creating, that we're building, right? We have our own personal philosophies, our own convictions, and things of that nature, right? That guide our next steps. In that, you are still operating within a specific system that requires metrics for success, that requires certain ways that you're tangibly measuring what it is that people are taking in, right? While yes, success could be that one person who you connect with, have a conversation with, educate them about what it is that you're providing, and also the realities of what trauma does to our bodies and why we need to be able to do the breath work on top of A, B, C, D, and E, right? But you are still navigating within a certain system that does have things that you have to do to be able to be successful, right? For instance, right now, you said your capacity is essentially yourself and your co-partner, your co-owner, right? But if you all are rebranding, what does that look like? Because rebranding means that you all are also wanting to grow, right? Growth means that you all are going to need to be doing more work, right? So with that, I'm just curious about what it is that journey, when it comes to the context of business, that does require you to operate within a context of the world that might be different from your own personal convictions.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I think, don't take me too literal on what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you see this is the business. So it is manifesting. It's just going about it a different way. So I'm just trying to get you to understand, like, I'm just speaking from a different angle, but on some business shit, we're on that. We're sharp. We know how to do it. We're just gonna maneuver a different type of way. As far as the rebranding part, we just talked to a distribution team. Then we have a label team. And then, we got some connections in LA. Like, this product has been in multiple artists' hands, but that's not making social media as well. But we know how to. We know how to connect. Yeah, we know how to connect. But I feel like the stores, I'm just gonna be honest, perception is reality in this world. So if you get into the store, I could be doing this, right? Oh, this is so dope, Nelly, this is dope. They kind of feel like it's like this. But you get into a store, it's like, oh, now, okay, bro. Like,
Right.
So let's just play the game then. Like, we understand that's part of the marketing too.
Yeah.
Getting it into the store off perception though. So it's just from different angles. But as far as the business, of course, we have to navigate in this world as business, but that's why we just hired or getting ready to sign a contract with a sales team.
That's good.
But we have to rebrand first. And then get in the USDA organic certification. We're at the highest now. We're professional as far as the products. Once you get that certification, now you can only get into the stores with the certification. So we're just slowly going up.
Yeah.
To answer you guys' question, I feel like,
Process, yeah.
I know I'm saying like personal convictions,
Yeah.
but don't let it like blend out what I'm talking about as far as business.
Okay.
Like this is the business, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
well, $10,000 machine is, talking to WhatsApp to China people and it's a lot. Talking when you get your USDA organic cert, like now who you could deal with, it's like they're playing up here. Like it's a different level of conversation. Like I can only source with people who have USDA organic now. It can't, if you don't have that, I can't, we can't talk. Not saying it like from an ego standpoint, but it's like, so you get inspections basically. So anytime you source a herb, they have to be USDA organic. Because when you get inspected, they're looking at your paperwork. So this is a big paper trail.
Yeah.
So if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I think that what you're essentially saying is you are now operating at a level that gives you a different level of, let's say if it was education, you have a different level of accreditation, right?
That's
so there's
what I'm
that.
saying.
There's
That's
that
what I'm saying.
essentially allows people to trust you more
Trust me
and
more.
the product that it is that you're producing.
Exactly.
In that, you've said that you've put in, over $100,000 over the journey close to $100,000, over the journey of creating the, the product that you're creating. In that, you are an open invite, and we know that with this specific show, at this point, our grand prize is $5,000, right? So what would you do with that money specifically? What would that utilization look like of $5,000, which isn't really,
The distribution team, to even work with them, you need to pay $5,000. That's literally, I swear, it's literally $5,000. literally, to sign that contract, there's a $5,000 fee. So, the $5,000 could go to product. But really, it'd probably just be marketing because I'm rebranding, so I will have to put it towards marketing.
Okay. And I guess, because I love supplements, I love ashwagandha, I love other things. I'm holistic, but I wanted to ask why, because he even mentioned earlier, he gets his ashwagandha from Costco, he can Amazon drop ship it. Why should people buy from you?
Intentional. I feel like it is about people's stories too, like I don't know you guys, I know you guys from the surface, and I might have a perception of you from the surface. But if I heard your story, I'd be like, damn, I'm gonna look at you completely different because I heard your story, and it's about the intention. I read a book called How to Build a Story Brand that was pretty powerful. I would feel like I was already doing it, but people only fuck with you for real off stories. Like we may shop at Nordstrom's or something from the surface level, but if you heard Nordstrom's story, like, man, I failed this many times, now people can connect with you.
Yeah.
So I'm creating something that's relatable and people can really connect with a human.
Yeah.
The business stuff is too surface. No, connect with me. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Whether you white, black, Mexican, I'm a human. And you're seeing somebody really doing it, not just putting out a product. I'm showing you the process, like, so yeah, I would say that.
How do you hope that connection could come into play if you may not be physically in front of somebody or able to connect with them personally? How would your product stand out? And or I guess what I'm really asking is like that next phase of marketing, right? When you guys do the rebranding and you remarket, what audience are you hoping to reach? Like, who are you hoping to reach? How are you hoping to bring those people in? Because it almost sounds like you're trying to it's almost like a warm embrace. It's like you want to wrap your arms around the people that you rock with and not just transactional, but transformational. You know what I'm saying? That's some of the energy that I'm getting from you in general. Even when I hear you talk, I relate to that too. I think we all kind of share that energy of like, we're people.
Yeah.
That's where we start. But we know there's going to come a point where, as you reach higher heights and get into stores and stuff like that, how do you still convey that message or get that across? Like, we want to, wrap our arms around you. This ain't just a product.
Don't be scared. And I feel like when they scan the QR code, if they're really interested, they can read the bios. I mean, if you go to the Instagram, you might be shocked because it's not going to be talking about products. It could confuse people, but the people, I say The people who are really open are gonna fuck with you. It's like I say this: if you're authentic and I'm authentic, then we can see each other. That's the audience. I'm not trying to market to nobody that's like outside of myself. You know, like whether you're white, black, Mexican. When we put it or approach the stores, it's going to health conscious stores only. You know, so if you're health conscious, you're already coming in the store because you're health conscious. You know, so I would say that, like, I'm not, it's like if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. If not, you'll just catch on later, you know? Like, I planted the seed, though, but you'll catch on later, so, yeah.
This is just a sidebar.
Go ahead.
That video, the video that I watched that you sent in really did touch my heart. The one that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that was a big reason why it started. Because once I started getting out of depression through like holistic medicine and breathing, I became curious to become a journalist. Because I came from a partying world and a drinking world where it was surface based. So I never knew nobody. I never really knew people. I just, oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? You about to do this, do that? So when I went through that, like, stage in my life where I was trying to figure myself out, it was like, damn, I should start talking to people. And then since I've been doing that, it's like so many people reach out. What you're saying, I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So
I was gonna say, with that, I would implore you to maybe find somebody else to tell another story about, or even your own.
No, for sure.
It was
There's a story
really
out here
touching.
with my dad.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah,
That was really good. Actually, I began it. I didn't get to finish it, but yes, it was.
But like even that, so right, you were inspired by that.
Exactly. I wanted to go and check out the brand. That's what I'm saying. Like that one, I mean, I won't say it's minimal marketing, but it's intentional marketing, right?
No,
It was the production.
That's what I'm saying. I'm marketing, but I'm not.
In the story.
I'm not marketing with like music in the background, like boom, boom, and then the product is
Spinning.
Yeah, spinning, and it's like a commercial. Yeah, like I'm marketing to touch humans. You were touched by that story.
Yeah.
So now I'm relatable, and you're like, hold on, like, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
Okay, they got products too. Oh, okay. So my marketing and audience is you. It's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully it's
the
starting
people who connect.
Yes.
What I hear you saying is it's the people who connect with the mission.
It's the
In
people.
that, you know, because I do have to play devil's advocate,
No, that's
right? You know, I always have to.
Yeah, good.
Because my hope is to see you grow.
Yeah.
You know, and my hope is to see this touch many people in many ways, to where individuals are not only connecting with the product that they are actually receiving, but really the heart behind the product itself, right? And in that, you know, I can hear someone saying, well, he's essentially saying, if I don't align with this specific mission, I cannot then lean into what it is that they're producing.
So just watch the videos. Maybe you're only there in your part of your journey. And there's a lot of people. Okay. Oh my gosh, this was a great video, but they're not on no health stuff.
Okay.
So I can meet you wherever you want to meet. It's like a book. There's books that's kind of basic, and there's advanced books. You think they're putting out that book like, man, you know, like, I don't know if people are going to get this. They just put out the book. And the people who continue that book resonate with that book. So this is my book. Like, either you're going to resonate with it, or you can just grab little pieces and be like, oh, okay, this helped me. I may not be on a health conscious journey right now, but thank you for this.
Yeah.
I meet so many people who are not ready to dive in, but they can meet me and like, man, I just want to talk about trauma. I just want to, that's the beginning of it right there, you know?
So would you say, if you were, let's say we're looking 10 years down the line, you know, would you say, of course, we're going to say these products are in stores, you know, it's wonderful, you're reaching many people.
Yeah.
Would you say that you're hoping to step into just, you know, lean into the product lane, or would you want to lean into the storytelling lane?
I think that's a valid question. I'm just going product lane.
Product, okay.
Yeah. I read a book recently called The Science of Scaling, and it kind of talked about that. It was talking about like multiple pathways. And it's like in order to scale a business, you're going to have to pick. So I'm picking the product. And that's why I'm rebranding, and that's why I'm getting a USDA organic cert and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, okay. With that, I think that was a great question, by the way. I think then you need to tell people why that product is the best product that they can buy. Because even if they don't relate with your story, they can still be like, hey, don't really understand this dude, but his product is great.
No,
you
for
know?
sure. That's where it's getting to.
Yeah.
Just products.
Okay.
But I will say there's a lot of good products out there. It's just there's a lot of good rappers. There's a lot of, it just depends on who you want to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, so if somebody want to deal this and they see the mission, then it's more of from its entirety than just the product. I mean, of course, it's clean. We went to India. If that's not enough for you, I don't know. Like, you know, because it's like, in humbly speaking, I don't even know nobody who's doing it like this. And I'm saying this humbly, buying a machine, going to India, like really showing the process. Like they can't show the process because they're not doing it or it's not authentic. Like, so that's what I say. And I say that humbly. I don't.
And talk your
stuff. No, for real.
No type of egotistical way, but it's like, if that's not enough, you're a hater. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know.
So that reminds me of a quote. You vote for who you want to win with your dollar. And so, yeah, that's fair. I get that.
So, I mean, I feel like it's the best on the market, too. I say ashwagandha got popular, which was good, and it threw me off. So it made me really want to create. So the gut one, it's our own formula. Like I put it on myself for a year.
Wow.
And then it didn't have no label. It was just a plain bottle, and I would just give it to people, my family, this, here, just take this, see what you think. I don't know. Some people are like, damn, it cleaned me out. But it took me a year to make. And then the next one coming up, it's probably been like 7 months I've been working on it. So yeah, I feel like we're really creating formulas. Like we really understand science. You know? So I would say that's why, to me, it's the best out there.
Yeah, I see a lot of what you do too, like your mindset, your approach, your journey is very organic. And I see a lot of like the marketing aspect as being like that kind of like guerrilla marketing, grassroots marketing, where you're going out into community, you're building authentic relationships. Because what you keep coming back to, in my eyes, the way I see it, it's alignment. You're looking for people that are aligned with what you're saying and what you're doing. You're not going out of your way if the alignment isn't there. And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I really do.
And it may take longer though too.
Agreed. It does, exactly. So
Yeah.
I respect that. I think I like the path.
Yeah,
I like the path.
I gotta stick to what I know and who aligns with what I'm doing. If not,
Yep.
I see
a lot of partnerships in your future too. Like I see people like JD and those guys opening up a gym, right? And being able to market product there and community centers or whatever it may be. I think your network is going to be a big key to your success and your growth is the people you know and you align with. That's going to be like the branches, like the roots that continue to sprout more roots. I kind of see it like that with you.
Yeah, I made a mistake of doing that in the beginning. I haven't been on Instagram in 7 months, so it slowed my mind down. I think Instagram makes you unconsciously be in a rush.
Yep.
So I went to LA. I spent $13,000 on marketing. I've shot with Red cameras and everything. This guy named Tam Lamb, he got a big following. I actually met him at Nipsey Hussle's space in like 2018. Spent $13,000 just to work with the Red cameras. And I was kind of going into like that commercial base. And then I realized, no, that ain't even
aligned.
It's not even aligned. It's not even aligned to market it that way as like this, kind of like a commercial. But that, till this day, I spent $13,000 and didn't do nothing with the video.
Wow.
So when we speak about money, there's a lot of money invested into this. So I'm learning what to do and what not to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell us where people can find the product, find you. I know you're not necessarily personally on social media, but
I'm on there, but
yeah,
I'm
just
focused right now.
Yeah, for sure. But how can people find you?
Definitely the Journey of Compassion Instagram, the website, thejourneyofcompassion.com, and that's really it. I feel like Instagram's a big part of society.
Yeah.
I try to start YouTube and TikTok, but not right now. It's too much. I can't. It's too much. I can't keep up. I ain't gonna lie. So Instagram is the main one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Of course. All right, folks. If you would like to see the Journey of Compassion take home the grand prize, we'll have some additional details about voting at the end. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Open Invite. You just heard from the Journey of Compassion, and now we're going to dive into that pitch. Co-hosts, any thoughts?
That was real. I don't know. I love people that have substance and depth to them. Like, I just love having conversations with people where it's not like a floating conversation. I don't know how to explain that, but it's a feeling, it's an energy thing. So I really appreciate the conversation. I'll let Gary talk before I get into all the different things, but yeah.
Yeah, it was, he's one of those people, like, it was raw.
Very much.
It was authentic. And I feel like as we spoke to him more, we started to see more and more layers get uncovered. You know what I'm saying? So there's a depth to him that you have to engage in conversation more, and then more of that depth came out, and you're like, oh, okay. And even to his point, he's like, okay, I'm getting warmed up now.
Yeah.
And I saw
And then
that.
once he did,
and then there was a different energy that was
For sure.
behind it.
Right.
I do wish though, like, I thought about this. I wish that we could have had the other founder here too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when two people come together to make a business, there's a whole nother side of it that we may not be aware of, if that makes sense, you know? And I would say, obviously, he was in representation of the organization and did that well, but I'm just thinking about when two people put their time, energy, and money into something together, you know, I want to hear from both of those sides, because he may be focused on a certain portion of the business, that partner or that other person may be focused on the other portion. And we didn't really clarify on that during the conversation per se, so that was something that kind of I thought about.
Yeah,
that's true. I think for me, I think that his approach is very interesting. He doesn't have, and it's so funny because if you don't know the numbers, a lot of the time investors think that you don't care about your business. But his is completely flipped, where he cares so much he's not even worried about the numbers.
That's a good way to look at it,
Yeah, I just was like, okay, but once he understands, like, oh, this is how much his bottle costs. See, this is how much I'm selling it for. This is the profit that I'm making. Like, he's gonna really be in the game because he already cares. Like, that's like the biggest thing. He's not doing it for the money, and I love coming across businesses where they're just not even money focused, where the money will come, but I also am just like, it is a business at the end of the day. So I really hope that he goes more into that when the investors do come, or, you know, opportunities, or people ask those questions, they can take him seriously in that regard, because he knows his stuff. So
so then would you say that, let's say we had someone in this room today who has $100,000. I'll just say that number because I'm thinking about what his initial investment has been into his business, right? Let's say we had an investor in here who had $100,000 that they're willing and ready to invest into a business, right? Do you feel as though that person would say, you use the word serious? Would you feel like that person would say, I'm not sure if he's serious enough or ready enough? Or would you say the passion that was conveyed is enough for someone to say, you know what, I could put my money behind this?
That's a good question.
I would say, honestly, you can't teach that.
It's intangible.
You can't teach that energy and that passion. You can teach numbers though.
Yeah.
You can study up on that.
I agree with that. And that's to kind of piggyback on that point. It depends on what kind of investor, right? There's venture capitalists who are big dogs, ruthless, and they want numbers and they want facts.
That's true.
They may or may not even care about the individual. Like they want to know you're in it for the next 10 years, but do they really, are they care about as much as the passion, or do they care about as much as the product, right? But then you have other types of investor. Maybe it's an angel investor who has this money sitting around who's like, I want to invest in the person. And to your point, some of that other stuff can be taught. So some investors take that approach of like, I'm not only going to invest money into you, but I'm also going to invest time, resources, and energy into you. So he's one of those individuals where I could see someone who's willing to invest the time, money, and resources into him. He could be very successful. But if someone who is just hard money, I want this to be produced, and I wanted to know, that other side the other component's missing, right? So it definitely depends on what kind of investor in my eyes.
Let's say it's a VC guy who does have a balance between the passion and the money. Cares about metrics, cares about success rates, cares about feedback from the clients or customers, but also cares about the story. You feel like his investment ready?
Yeah.
I think that's alignment at that point. I think.
Well, investment ready, there's levels to that. But what I will say is I think he's on his path, right? Because even what he just said, like, we're in the process of rebranding.
Yeah.
We're investing into this rebranding with the idea of, was it distribution or was it? It was distribution, right? Yeah. So he's already on that path. So I think an investor could put some extra money for him to continue down that path. So I guess in a way,
because it is only $100,000, right?
It could be.
Not like it was now $1 million. It might not be ready for that. Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah,
so.
And the reason I asked that question is because I think about the areas where businesses, and at least I try to, I think about the areas where businesses could do better, right? Yes, we're going to highlight the things that are going well, but we're also going to be intentional about identifying the things that could be better, right? When I think about someone who is investment ready, I think about them having the infrastructure, the systems, the processes to be able to sustain. I've been in spaces where I was given X amount of dollars to execute a project, right? The times when I wasn't able to do that project well, or the times when I did not have, I'll say $5,000. I'll use the number within the context of our show, right? Let's say that, I've been in instances where someone gave me $5,000, but I had a great idea. I had the passion, I had the heart, I had the mission, I had the story, but I did not have the things behind the scenes, right? I did not have the processes behind the scenes. I did not have the infrastructure behind the scenes to not only sustain that $5,000, but actually multiply it, right? Because what would it look like for an investor to say, I have $100,000 for the journey of compassion, but how are we then accounting for that money? What systems are we using, right? What individuals do we have in place for that financial management, right? Things of that nature. Just food for thought.
That's a good point, because even when it came to like the store, I had brought up the store aspect, and he was like, well, they don't care about numbers. I would beg to differ. But I understood what he was saying too, because the other side of it, actually, it comes down to relationships.
It does.
I've seen situations where people have had relationships with certain organizations and were able to get products on the shelf due to relationships, right? So there's different ways to get your foot in the door, right? But at the end of the day, like major distribution, to be able to produce something at a mass level, it comes down to what you're saying, systems. Right? Can you produce this as a mass level? He was kind of talking about, well, I bought this machine that costs a lot of money, but has he gotten the ROI on that machine? You put $10,000 into it. Were you able to produce it over $10,000, not in product, but in profit from that machine, right? So that type of stuff in those systems. So you're onto something. I have a follow-up question that I think is going to be healthy for you guys too. So I've noticed this is a couple of our founders so far, and I would say it's really a thing of our culture. In terms of just like people of color in general. I'll make it a little more broader, people of color.
So I'm like, I'm Zambian, are you
Zambian? Right,
too?
People of color, what I'm saying? African American, from the continent. But I notice a lot of the times people, they say, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the money.
Yeah. That's a recurring theme.
It's a theme now. It's starting to become a theme. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Is it okay to not care about the money? Do we need to care about the money? I have some thoughts too, but I would love to hear from y'all first.
Oh, you go last? Okay. So it is really hard, people, because I've said it too. I mean, because when you have a passion and a love for something so much, the money doesn't matter. You get almost in like this flow state of like doing and just not really thinking about the return, but like the eye is on the goal, but it's just like this, I don't know, like there's not this pressure. It's the same way that some people won't do photography as a job, but will love to do it as a hobby because they don't want to lose the love for that thing. And so as soon as you make it feel like a business, as soon as it feels that way, a lot of people end up getting anxieties, overthinking, and start pulling away from it. So I think there is space for that saying, right? But on the business end of things, if we're talking about ROIs, if we're talking about the numbers, if we're talking about getting investors, you can't be in that 100%. There has to be a balance. You have to think about, okay, I love what I'm doing. I have a passion for it. Yeah, money, like I'm not doing it for the money, but it's the business. We got to figure this out. So it's keeping that at the forefront with that in mind. It's like the subconscious, like allowing that for that to be an underlying thing, regardless of how you decide to move in your passion. So
I'm thinking about this, right? Because I've been someone who for a very long time is like, I just been doing stuff. You know, I love it. I'm gonna do it, right? And I met a gentleman who at this point is pretty much like family in some capacity, who is in the private equity, space. And anytime that we would have conversations, I'd be like, well, you know, I love to serve people. I love to help people. I love to support people. But he would always push back because he is someone who loves to serve, loves to support, loves to help. And he would always ask, well, but what are you getting on the flip side of this, right? That would always be a question. And I would be lying if I said that I have an answer at this point, because at the heart of who I am, truly, if I could do all of these things that I do for free, just pour back into community and not have a return, I absolutely would. But one of the things that I've learned, and I've learned this through the most difficult scenarios and circumstances, is that we still have to operate within this realm, this world, right? So even thinking about Nellie, we still are operating within the context of America. We're still in the Western world. We're still in a society that is very much capitalistic, right? So there are certain systems that are already set in place that I think that would be wise for us to learn how to navigate if we want to have the impact that we want to have. Because when all is said and done, if we're talking about, I know he kept saying, you know, this is a science, because it is, right? Even business is very much a science. You have to learn those formulas. You have to learn what A plus B is going to equal. I think that's math and not science. Same thing.
There might be some mathematical
equations in the scientific, absolutely. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I said A plus B
equals C squared.
C squared?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Absolutely. Y'all get the science in that. The point I'm trying to make is we operate within certain systems that if we want to have the impact that we need to have, we have to learn those specific systems. We have to learn those specific formulas. So with that, to answer your question, Gary, around the way that we show up as Black and Brown folks in community to where we can literally serve without having a return, I think that's a layered question, because we'd have to then go back to the nature of what oppression has done to the Black and Brown community, right? Would have to go back to the certain things that are systemic barriers that are literally within the foundational. So it's like, it's so layered, right? And even thinking about what Nellie shared around how trauma is in our body, the nervous system will store that trauma, right? But then not only in our bodies, but then our trauma is also transferable, right? Generationally, we carry trauma from those who've come before us in different capacities, right? So I say that to say it's layered. However, I think that wisdom would be us learning the systems in which we're operating in, however, not losing the heart of who we are and what we do.
I was okay.
You said that
and before you go, because I'm just like, because I love these conversations because, I mean, it reminds me of the whole, I think, ideology of like good guys finish last. And the way that philanthropists are some of the most giving people in the world, and they're ones that are some of the most brokest. Like they don't have enough to actually give. They're giving from an empty cup.
Yeah.
And I think that if you move forward in these ideologies of like money doesn't matter and all these different things, that's how you end up there. That's how you finish last. You're, like you said, it's a capitalistic society.
Yeah.
And so I think that we really, as a people, need to move out of that. With still keeping the heart of it, but also realizing if we really, like you said, want to make that impact, you have to have money. You have to play the game.
You have to.
There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
And I think I had to really learn that as an entrepreneur, that my mama, like that man you were talking about, is always like, oh, you know, like, how much are you getting from this? I'm like, Mom, you know, I'm just
helping people. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to help, but also,
it's like, what's good?
how are you going to continue to help?
Yeah,
right?
I gotta pay these bills. But no, it's also like it's a balance. Like you do a favor, but then you also go get that contract and get that money.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
It's honestly, y'all summed that up very well, because I agree. And if it's not about the money, start a nonprofit.
Yeah.
But even then,
And
that's what you need to operate.
I mean,
because money is because
even with
nonprofit's
that,
a business,
It's
right?
still a business, nonprofit. Yeah,
It's still a business.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, if that's your sole purpose, if you want to lean into the idea that it's not about the money at all for me, and I'm very heartfelt, a nonprofit is the category of business that you would go down. So that's what I mean when I say that. Like, start a nonprofit because of the mental aspect of this isn't for profit. This is to serve. This is a vehicle to serve. So really, it's a big part about finding what that vehicle is for you to serve.
Absolutely.
And then also, money's a tool.
yeah.
Right? So we need tools to be able to serve. The more money we have, the more tools we have, the more resources we have, the more opportunities we have, the more people we serve. At the end of the day.
Specifically, good people should have that money.
Agreed.
Right?
And then also, we don't always need to be the sacrificial lamb. That's another part of the culture, is that we do that a lot, is we sacrifice ourselves feeling like we're doing it for the greater good.
Yeah.
But we see how that turns out. And I got plenty of examples in history of sacrificial lambs at the highest of levels, right?
sure.
And we have holidays about them, we commemorate them, but you know, like, at the end of the day, it's like, was that the end all be all, or what, you know, how much did that change or affect things, right? So many perspectives on that, and I see it all the time of like, money is a tool, and I've had this dilemma in my life too, personally, from being a loan officer where you have uncapped income to go into a community center that's a nonprofit, right? You can imagine the income difference in those two categories. I still do I'm still a loan officer, but it looks different now, right? So it's a part of me making conscious sacrifices and moves because I'm thinking very long term, but nonetheless, I do think about like, okay, if I'm able to make more money, I'm able to serve at a higher level.
Yeah.
Right. So it's important. But to your point, it's layered, it's double-edged, and there's so much more depth to that.
So much.
Look at the color of this skin right here.
Come on.
You know, call it for what
my
it is.
goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know, right? I want to take a breath.
I'm like, I
Right. Right. We just went
Listen,
in.
Gary
we
got
just went
passionate.
in.
He
You know what I'm
said,
saying? I had to sit up in the
sat
chair
up, he
like
said,
this.
listen. All right, come on.
Okay. Yeah, that was good.
It's
That was good.
systemic and generational.
And if you really do think about it, the people that do it for the money aren't the people that should have the money.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that do it for the money are the same people that we need to be learning from, because we need to get that power back. In many ways, we need to get that power back.
Whew. Yeah. Ooh, child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Any additional thoughts?
That was good.
I'm happy. I could keep going. I'm
Keep going.
I'm a land my
Listen,
plane.
land the plane on. We are getting our power back.
Yes.
Okay?
That's where I'm landing it.
Absolutely. Okay, folks. You heard the pitch. You heard our discussion. And now it is your turn. If you would like to see the journey of compassion walk away with the $5,000, then go to imgmedianetwork.com to cast your vote. And remember, voting closes after 7 days of this episode dropping. So get to it. With that said, we look forward to seeing you all next time, and take care.